You are listening to the Daily Gospel Reflections with Sister Cloth. This podcast is brought to you by the Paulines Multimedia. It is our mission to bring the Word of God to all peoples through sounds and images, voices, and music. Come and join us as we share with you a thought a day. Our reading is lifted from the Gospel account of St. Matthew, chapter 8, verses 28 to 34. When Jesus came to the territory of the Gadarenes, two demoniacs who were coming from the tombs met him. They were so savage that no one could travel by that road. They cried out, "What have you to do with us, Son of God? Have you come here to torment us before the appointed time?" Some distance away, a herd of many swine was feeding. The demons pleaded with him, "If you drive us out, send us into the herd of swine." And he said to them, "Go then." They came out and entered the swine, and the whole herd rushed down the steep bank into the sea, where they drowned. The swineherds ran away, and when they came to the town, they reported everything, including what had happened to the demoniacs. Thereupon the whole town came out to meet Jesus, and when they saw him, they begged him to leave their district. May God's blessing be with us all. Did you hear that? After Jesus had done a big favor to the local villagers by driving out the legion or the evil spirits that caused them unimaginable fear and anxiety, the people still had the guts to beg Jesus to leave their place. How ungrateful! Were the people afraid that the presence of Jesus, should he stay there for a few more days, would be a blow to their livelihood? Were they more concerned about their financial loss than about being with a holy and powerful healer? John Calvin says, and I quote, "We learn how wide is the difference between the knowledge of the goodness and the knowledge of the power of God. Power strikes men with terror, makes them fly from the presence of God, and drives them to a distance from Him. But goodness draws them gently and makes them feel that nothing is more desirable than to be united to God." The people probably failed to see the goodness in Jesus. What they perceived only was His incredible power to conquer the evil spirits. Were they so attached to evil or sinfulness, causing them to avoid the presence of Jesus? Afraid that Jesus would force them to part from it? We might ask ourselves, am I reluctant to break away from a vicious habit that separates me from God? Or am I willing to give it up in favor of the peace and joy that only Jesus can give out of His goodness? Let us think about this. Be with us again tomorrow as we share with you a thought a day. Meanwhile, you can follow us and listen to other Apple and Google podcasts on Spotify, produced by Paulines Multimedia. Have a good day.